Welcome to Packmates, a Magic the Gathering podcast about the Magic the Gathering limited format, where we take a deep dive into the Magic the Gathering draft.
Into some formats, right?
Yeah, into the limited formats. And so the Packmates are a group of guys who just like going to the F&Ms and getting some dibs, as Ryan would say.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm Andrew, the resident going to F&M this week expert.
I'm Robi, the resident not going to F&M this week expert. And we're
the
Packmates. Perfect. That was even better than you and Ryan.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure you could hear phasing. like that was one of those phasing intros, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So what have we been up to this week, Andrew?
Yeah. So this week, we did a little throwback draft at the old F&M this week. I
was not there.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And Ryan, of course, is not with us today. He's he's not dead, but
might be for all we know.
He's out trick or treating with his kids, or I guess it was like a trunk or treat. I don't know.
Something.
He's eating candy somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. So what format did you guys do?
So we did a little throwback to a good Lord of the Rings.
Terrible choice.
Great choice, because everybody said, well, what do we want to do this week? And it was a little light on attendance this week. So we were like, well, what do we want to do? Do you want to do WoW? Do you want to do all these other things? And then somebody just said, I just want to hunt for value. And then I said, I got the set for you.
That's facts. That is facts.
It was facts. And then so everyone was like, oh yeah, we can totally open up some One Rings. Bowmaster's pretty high. All the cycling cards are like, $1 or $2 or whatever.
Yeah, Lauren revealed it's $5.
So we were
Which is insane.
We were shamelessly rare drafting, trying to get value out of this set.
Dude, we're looking at the prices right now, and I just saw that Lauren revealed this $5.
Oh, yeah.
That's got me shook.
Yeah,
I'm probably rich.
I'm a Lauren revealed millionaire.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man, yeah.
Draft at least like 4 copies every week.
I had to draft them for Pauper. I needed them for Pauper. I just kept taking them. They're good cards either way.
They are a very good card in that set. Yeah.
But I definitely took them over like some other things because I was like, I need these. So So I went into the draft, and as soon as I sat down, everyone was just like, so what's good in this set? And everyone just said Rakdos to the new guy.
Yeah.
And that was it. I knew at that very moment I would not get any black or red cards.
For sure.
So I hard moved into blue-white, knowing that it's not very good in this set.
It's a terrible color combination. Probably the second worst in this.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I knew I was going to get premium cards. And I'd just go from there. Actually, when I first started the draft, I was going to force legendaries, but I saw no of the halls of the champions or whatever
that's
it was.
What you need, right?
Yeah, you really need that. You need to see that like right off the bat, and you just take them early. Then you can start taking legendaries. And I saw 0, so I was like, shoot. So I started taking like more of the. I recalled from my knowledge of old Packmates episodes that this ring temp card is pretty damn good.
All of them are good.
So I just took every single blue ring temp card because blue is clearly open.
Blue is probably like, I always said like top 3 in this set, genuinely. But people didn't like it for sure. But
it's just really weird when you have to evaluate like your best common in the set is Birthday Escape.
Oh yeah, like, and you need like Lauren
blue
reveal,
common. Yeah.
Lauren revealed too. Is
yeah,
also one of the best.
Yeah, and so it's kind of weird to just be like, wow, it's a top 3 common, just draw a card and temp ring.
And like it's so weird too because like the hardcore blue decks, want like less than 10 creatures.
Oh yeah.
So you're like tempting nothing.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Most of the time you're just like tempting absolutely nothing.
It's just like a mad dash to get to 4 and finish off that ring.
Yeah, and then you just win with like a Bilbo.
Yeah.
like a 1/3.
Oddly enough, I had a Frodo Baggins. I splashed for him in this.
like a poor man's Bilbo.
Yeah, it was a poor man's Bilbo. I got past Elven Chorus. That's the 4-cost enchantment that allows you to look at the top of your library, and then you can cast creature spells from it, and then all your creatures tap for 1 color of any mana.
That's pretty good.
I forgot about that. I actually used that. I got somebody with that.
That is funny.
I had just creatures up, and then I did a Saruman's trickery. And they were like, "Wait, what?" I had to look at the Elvish chorus.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually played that card ever. Green's a pretty rough color in this format.
I'll be honest, I didn't even read it beyond you can cast creature cards from the top.
Which is like the only reason you'd ever play it.
And the only reason I looked at it again is because my opponent said, "Hey, let me look at that card. I've never seen it before." I was like, you know what? I should probably look at that card too.
Whenever you were showing me this deck, I had no clue what that card did.
And then so I got a little greedy, and to facilitate this green splash, I have 3 Generisons.
Adorable. It's one of the better green creatures because you don't ever actually play it as a creature. Yeah, which is like indicative of this format. That even like a 5/7 is too small. Yeah. Genuinely.
I had to play some what I thought were kind of sussy cards like this Eastmark Cavalier.
I weirdly don't think that's actually sussy at all because that was like a weird meta card.
It was
like,
good, yeah.
Rakdos is the best deck, right?
Well,
and it's only good against the best deck.
Well, you see what happens is when people sit down and say, "What was good in this set?" they say all Rakdos.
Yeah, which is all orcs and goblins, right? Like, Eastmark Cavalier, the 2-mana 2/2 with vigilance that destroys goblins or orcs whenever it deals combat damage.
Oh gosh. One of our listeners assembled the combo of all the black-red uncommon guys. So he had the 2/2, the 3/3. Yeah. And so he was making like an 8/8.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking at that point, I was like, wow, I wonder if Ryan will ever cash in on that 30/30 if we just let this game go long enough.
I came the closest during that entire set with I had a 27/27. That was the closest thing from my knowledge.
Oh man, I had a hella lucky sequence one time where I had the horses of Brunim. I think that's what it is. It's one that lets you bounce 2 creatures and you get to scry and then get the ring tempt. So
very good. Actually.
Oh yes, so
people always slept on it. Like this wasn't a very highly played card in this set. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was a kind of stalemate board. I had 6 creatures. He had 6 creatures. I ripped this. I had 7 mana. And so I hit the horses and I'm like, okay, cool. Bounce 2 of your guys. Scry. And I'm at ring tempt 1 at this point. And I look at my top card and it was a soothing of Smeagol.
Oh, sick.
I know. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll ring tempt up to 2. Attack. Draw a card, bounce your guy, 1 on the spot. Yeah, bounce 3 creatures.
That's so good. Yeah.
It was awesome. It was like the sequencing was so good. My opponent was just like, all right, this is good. All right, there you go.
What is the Watcher in the Water?
The Watcher in the Water.
Is that the 9/9? Oh, Andrew, that card is not playable.
Oh, it was so bad.
It's actually not playable.
I think I pitched it. If you want to ask about the card that I pitched the most, it was definitely this Watcher in the Water.
Actually unplayable. Right?
It was terrible.
You think it might be good, but it is not good at all.
It is extremely hard to draw a card on your opponent's turn.
Oh yeah, it's so bad. Genuinely.
Yeah, it was not good. The best way I could draw a card on my opponent's turn was like blocking with the Kingfisher. Let me tell you, never happened, never cast it, always pitched it.
It's terrible. It is actually really bad.
I think I actually ended up citing it out for some other kind of just random nonsense card.
I remember it had like a 35% win rate.
I saw it
like abysmally low.
It looked so shiny. It looked so big. And I was like...
It's a 9/9, right?
Yeah, it's a 9/9.
We've all fallen into the trap, right?
Yeah. It seemed kind of cool because I was like, I'm going to go long in this deck. It'll be fine. And then I just was like, this card is shitty.
Oh, it's so bad, genuinely. Like, so let's read what it does. It's a 5-mana 9/9.
Uh-huh.
I'm in on that. It's a Kraken, a legendary Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield tapped with 9 stun counters on it. 9, like literally infinity stun counters.
Oh, yeah. It's not going anywhere.
Whenever you draw a card during your opponent's turn, create a 1/1. Whenever a tentacle you control dies, untap up to 1 Kraken you control and put a stun counter on up to 1 target non-land permanent.
Gas! It's gas.
So it seems like gas.
Yeah.
but it's like a 5 mana do nothing.
Yeah.
Like extra nothing.
It's bad because it has no evasion whatsoever. Like, so once you crack the egg on this thing, 9 turns later, you get a 9/9 that has no real ability except like
making a 1/1.
Yeah, like you'd think this guy would like you waited long enough, like he would have some like he would be training while he's in his slumber, like get some
like the 9 stun counters is just way too many. And it's almost like 10, right? Because it enters the battlefield tapped too. So it's like extra bad, right? Oh, dude. I tried playing it one time and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you can't play this.
I think I got
Did you ever resolve it?
Oh, heck no. Like I said, I always pitched it because I kept reading it. I was like, this has just way too much text. And then I kept thinking, I was like, wow, I just have no way of actually drawing a card on my opponent's
the biggest
turn.
Trap. Did you get it passed to you?
I opened it.
You opened it? Oh,
and then I saw Mythic and I was like, oh,
it's a good way to
drafting,
sabotage
right?
Other people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even worth value. I think Lorien Revealed's worth more.
I'm pretty sure Lorien Revealed. We can't even find a price on this house. Like
$2.
$2.
Not bad.
There you go. There we go. I've
Not
added
the
to my
worst.
riches of $2 there. See?
Half as much as Lorien Revealed.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of a Nazgul.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Somebody opened up Nazgul. They were like, "Ooh, Nazgul, excellent."
Oh, yeah. Like $9.
Yeah.
Uncommon. Which
I gotta tell you, people were just like value on this one. It didn't even feel like drafting. We should have just Rochestered for fun.
We haven't Rochestered in Wild yet, which is kind of sad.
Oh, I don't know if we're gonna get there.
Yep.
Pre-release coming up.
So yeah, sweet deck.
Yeah, thanks.
What was your win record?
It was 2-0 and the tournament ended because there was a tie.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Andrew, I also decimated the competition this week in my family's annual pumpkin carving competition.
Very nice, really?
Yeah, which had more contestants than draft this week.
How many contestants entered in the tournament?
It's like super loose. It's not really a tournament, right?
Yeah.
I want to say 8.
8 people?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's actually like way less than normal.
Really?
Yeah, like it's usually between like 10 to 16.
Are we gonna have photos in the video for our listeners?
Oh, for sure.
Excellent.
Because I have to go into details over my deck tech.
Oh, nice. Your pumpkin deck tech.
My deck tech. So, and out of 8, I unanimously won. like normally we have a voting process.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, we're not voting. Robi won this.
Wow.
Yeah, like easy.
Now, are you a
wins.
defending champion or?
So normally I'm usually probably like the number 2 seed.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty unhinged with my creativity whenever it comes to carving pumpkins. And I'll show you a picture of my pumpkin real quick. Just so you can get a good chuckle.
I just imagine there would just be a big old broccoli carved into the
I made a turtle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he even has a little tail, too. You can see his little tail.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
If you're listening on the podcast, do yourself a favor and go visit our YouTube channel, and you will see the cutest pumpkin I've ever seen.
So I didn't know what to use as the eyes. So I just used what we had around. So you can see right here, I used carrots.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he's got cute little orange eyes. So I think, this is going to sound completely unhinged, but I think there's like a little bit of crossover between carving pumpkins and drafting.
Tell me how.
Okay, so like you start off with your pack 1, pick 1, which is your only pick, which is like selecting your pumpkin. You got to get a good pack 1, pick 1. And I started off with like a really, really giant pumpkin. And sometimes I go into like my pumpkin carving every year. Like sometimes I'll have an idea and sometimes I have an idea and sometimes I just go in completely blind. So this was a blind year for sure.
So you do some prep work sometimes? You try to study up on the set?
No, sometimes you gotta like study up on the set. Or like you just have an idea that you want to make happen. Like there was a probably like a span of like 3 or 4 years where every year for Halloween I would just like dress up as Santa Claus. So I did like Christmas themed things for like 3 years in a row. Like one year, and those got really, really, really elaborate. Like, and I had to like think about it beforehand because I needed more than one pumpkin.
Oh, wow.
And they ranged between like 3 to 10 different pumpkins in my pumpkin carving. And like one year I did Santa Claus and 9 reindeer.
Oh, man.
Which was ridiculous. I did a whole nativity scene out of pumpkins.
That's awesome.
And I also did a snowman one year, which was 3.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah. So you got to start out with your pack one, pick one.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's your only real decision. But like, I think there's
the seating matter, like as far as like who gets to pick first?
No, because you have to get it from the grocery store, right? Like we don't
so you bring your own pumpkin. Oh, you bring your own. Okay. I didn't know if there were like 9 pumpkins or 10. You guys like went to the. I didn't know if you had a pumpkin patch in your.
Patch,
yeah. Like you seem like the type of cat who would have access to a pumpkin patch.
I've grown pumpkins before. You know, you're supposed to just plant them on the 4th of July.
Really?
Yeah, that's like a weird trick. And they'll be ready for Halloween. That's like a life hack.
Nice.
In case you're trying to grow a pumpkin. Yeah, but
are they pretty easy to grow?
Yeah, super ridiculously
like
easy.
Do you just
like
seeds,
all squash?
water,
yeah,
done.
basically.
Really?
Basically, like I don't think you really have to weed them. They're like a pretty hardy crop. Genuinely, yeah. They're super easy to grow.
Excellent.
But yeah, so like I started out by just like cutting the top off, which for some reason, apparently nowadays people cut the bottom. That's ridiculous.
Really?
Cutting the bottom and I get why they do it because it's like way easier to clean it whenever you just cut the bottom off.
Oh yeah.
And then you don't have to like worry about like losing the top or like not fitting properly. So I cut the hole for my top and then I have my pumpkin sitting up like this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so there's like 2 carving surfaces on this. There's like a super flat side. And there was kind of like a oblong on the other side, kind of like a D.
Okay. And
I was like, okay, so there's a carving side on here, and this side's kind of like rounded. And then I tipped it over. I was like, I gotta look at it from a different angle. And then I was like, oh man, this is a turtle. This is a turtle for sure.
It just spoke to you?
Yeah, like it's kind of like whenever you have like a pile of cards in front of you.
Yeah.
And you like are looking at it. It's kind of almost like a sealed pool where you're like kind of looking at it and you're like, okay, it's clearly this. And then you look at it a little differently, maybe a different angle or something.
Yeah.
Maybe you just like, okay, what about if I just have blue and whatever cards in this?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just see it. You just see it, right? And that's how it was for me. I just turned it sideways. I was like, this is a turtle.
Nice. Nice.
It's already kind of green. I picked a real hideous greenish orange pumpkin. Yeah. And just carved it out. Super fun.
So what are the tools of the trade here? Do you have like a certain like, this is my pumpkin carving knife, or do you have like a samurai sword and just
So
like,
it's funny because we do this every year.
Yeah.
And everyone like brings their pumpkin carving tools.
Yep.
Like they'll get like a little kit or whatever.
Okay.
I bought a kit, but like my mom every year, everyone just leaves all their kit stuff there. So she just has like the most ridiculous arsenal of like every pumpkin carving tool you can even imagine. And I'm still like, hey guys, can I get a hammer? Like I was using like power tools. like at a certain point, like I how I got the head to stay was I like actually drilled it in with a drill.
Oh my gosh.
Screw, because that's what I had laying around. That's what was laying around in the garage while we're pumpkin carving. And so yeah.
Is there a time limit on the carve?
No.
Is there a time and round?
No.
Did you go to time?
Usually.
Did you go to time, Robi? That's what I need to know.
I wasn't the last person done, honestly.
Wow.
Because it, like as adorable as it wasn't actually that complicated. I just made a turtle. It's got a head and 4 legs.
Did it light up at all?
Yeah, you put a candle in it. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All All right.
But yeah, I ended up getting unanimous first place,
That's
which is
so
hilarious. Yeah. Just like draft. It's basically draft.
So you qualified for the next
For the pro tour. So I said I'm the number 2 seed. So my aunt is actually like a graphic artist.
Oh my gosh.
Is like whenever she try hards,
Yeah.
like I'm usually dumpstered by her. Because she like actually is like trained to do art.
She's like putting on a stencil on that thing and just like actually like, okay,
oh, she'll like shave it.
Yeah.
Like do like the
That's
like,
how you
get
do it.
into
Yeah.
it real crazy.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm just usually more unhinged. like there's a lot of times where like I just like cut my pumpkin into chunks and put it back together kind of thing. Like you could kind of just like if you try, you could kind of just do whatever with it. It's not just like you just have to carve a face into it, right?
Yeah.
You can like take it apart and put it back together. Like you could like, I don't know, there's just so many possibilities. Like it's fun. It's like draft.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's all I got for pumpkin carving.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How was your
First
week?
place.
How was your week in Magic? Did you do anything cool in Magic-y wise this week?
I did a bunch of like 6-win Brothers War decks.
Nice.
Which like makes sense because like blue black is so hard to trophy within that format.
Were you still forcing it again?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
all of those were forced blue black decks.
That's pretty good though. That's a pretty decent average. It's money back plus
5
like,
and 6. Like I was floating between 5 and 6 every time. But
that's
like,
not bad.
It's so hard to get 7.
I feel like the bots just you're quick drafting, right?
Yeah, quick draft. Yeah.
I feel like the
Come
bots
back
just
to
don't
quick draft.
value any of that stuff.
They do more than actual human beings.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
actual human
unfortunate.
beings like don't actually value it at all. Like genuinely.
Wow.
Like
Yeah, no, I remember we were just like drags. Like, it was so bad.
it's like a 48% deck, right? Like
Yeah.
but yeah, like it's got such bad matchups against the white decks.
Oh,
It's
man.
hard to go like 7 games without running into like 3 white decks.
Oh man.
So like it's tough. It's like specifically crawling chorus is like its biggest. Like,
Yeah.
crawling chorus on 1 usually just will beat blue black.
Yeah. I remember those days crawling chorus into the 2/2 or something else. Doesn't matter. Just as long as it has toxic.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay,
The good toxic decks.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Then if you could get the flyer, the 2/2 flyer on the next turn to give it jump or to jump it for the next one.
I've like gotten to the point in blue black where I play minor missteps. Like actually, just to beat crawling chorus because like
it was good.
and it's free usually to get that, but
Yeah, that's definitely true.
yeah, Brothers War has been on quick draft.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's basically the only Magic I've played. What about you? You play any crazy?
Nah, I've been in the world of La Boheme with my job. Oh, it's an opera. It's an opera coming up by Giacomo Puccini. And so, yeah.
Giacomo Puccini, my boy.
Yeah, man. Jockey P.
Big J.
Big J. He actually has like 5 names. It's crazy. He's got a really.
Tight. That's like a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he wrote this.
He was a visionary.
Yeah, it's La Boheme, and it's kind of like if you ever heard of the musical Rent.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I've
actually seen it.
It's based on La Boheme, actually.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the same story. We have Mimi, as a Rodolfo, and then you have all those people like Collins. Tom Collins is actually Colline in this one.
So Rent is like the one about AIDS, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so there's an opera about AIDS.
It's not. Well, she has like consumption at the very end. It's like so she's dying of like some kind of disease. Or
so it's not necessarily just about like.
No,
it's not from like the 80s, right?
No. It's like from the 18. Yeah, it's based in like the 1830s,
yeah.
And so it's like a bunch of just poor artists like living together in like a hut or whatever, or their hovel or the garrison actually is what they call it. But and then so it kind of has the same storyline. The lead character, is dying. Except in Rent, she lives at the very end, right?
Yeah.
In this one, she actually dies. It's opera.
It's opera. That's
it's opera. So
better.
It's super brutal at the very end. He's just calling out her name, just trying to revive her.
Huh.
And
That's
so it's
interesting.
super heartbreaking because you get to see the relationship of them like building. And so it's just, then like just youth and whatever. But it's cool. It's a nice, very, very good opera. It's a good first opera for a lot of people out there.
Huh.
If you're looking into something, it's got a lot of hits.
Huh.
The first, second act.
Do they do the 5,000 whatever? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you got it pretty close.
How is it? 5,200. Okay. All right. 525,000.
600.
No, so that is right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
I'm tripping.
Yeah. How do you measure a year?
Yeah, in minutes.
Yeah.
In love.
Exactly. You measure in love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Got to remember the love. Yeah.
That's super funny.
It's good. So there's a lot of parallels there, and you get to see it a lot in there was actually a funny Simpsons episode where Homer's like singing opera and he can only sing on his back. And so at the very beginning of the opera, they like add a line. They're like, Rodolfo, why are you like singing on your back? He's like, I stubbed my toe. And then so he sings the whole opera and he pushes like at the very like big climax of the thing. He can't sing like Mimi and like when he's grabbing her to death. So he's like, or he's like holding her while she's dying. And so he has to push her out of the bed and sit down in the bed to do the line.
What language is that opera in?
It's in Italian, but it's set in Paris.
So it's semi-French.
Yeah, it's got a lot of French themes in it.
So what is the most common language for opera? Is it Italian or?
Italian gets performed quite a bit, but every country has their own kind of opera.
Is there
there.
English operas?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh yeah, we've got a lot. We got a lot of American-made operas as well, and there's a whole like South American type of opera as well called zarzuela.
Zarzuela.
Zarzuela. Yeah.
Zarzuela.
There you go.
Zarzuela.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
gotta
cool.
put the sauce on it, right?
Oh yeah, you really do. Yeah, it's kind of encompassing of all like kind of Latin, Spanish kind of stuff, and it's pretty cool. A lot of the opera canon is like kind of the European-esque kind of things, just because a lot of those pieces kind of survived or got a little more play there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Shout out to opera.
There you go. Yeah, so I've been busy. I've been busy with that. I haven't been. I've been drafting very much. I missed a couple of F&Ms here.
Oh yeah, but I've been off and on too.
But I did come back and win. So I did come back this week and win.
Me too.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Triumphant returns.
Yeah.
Oh man! So we weren't the only winners this week. There's some other trophy decks in our trophy decks of our Discord. Join our Discord.
We got go over a couple of them.
Yeah, we got a lively community there. There was
Let's
a lot
start from the top. Yeah. Let's do that random super hyper ridiculous aggro deck I made.
This one?
Yep.
The alpha male deck?
Yeah. I titled it as alpha male deck because it's pretty Chad for sure. Like it's a pretty Chad. Chad, how many one drops do we have?
Oh gosh,
there's a lot of one drops in this.
2, 3. Or you just want the creatures, or do you want like you got a ton of one drop creatures as well?
Yeah,
2, 4, 5, 6 creatures at the one drop slot.
Yeah, which is pretty aggressive.
That's insanely aggressive.
Yep, and one of the really disgusting highlights that like I just picked it up because I saw it, but was. Scalding Viper is so good in like hyper aggro decks.
Really?
Yeah, because it like pings them for 1 every time they play a spell with mana value like 3 or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it's the rare, right?
Yeah, the rare.
Yeah.
Which I just picked up and I was like, maybe I can splash the other half. And I was like, am I really gonna splash in this thing? No.
What's the other half do?
It bounces a creature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is pretty
That's not
decent.
bad.
I did it at one point in time.
You guys got a random treasure?
Yeah, Red Cap.
Oh, Red Cap. Red Cap's a good man.
Yeah, he is solid, genuinely. Like, and
that uncommon is just so busted. This one.
The heart that, especially in this, when your curve is so low to the ground. One interesting thing though is I played 16 lands in this.
Really?
I had double Witch's Mark, which made me want to play more lands, genuinely.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of bad to pitch gas to Witch's Mark.
Yeah.
And sometimes like it's better to just like hold your lands, right? Like and it's super punishing to like miss on land drops.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even in like the decks like this, like hyper aggro, super low to the ground. But yeah,
well, you got enough 3 drops there too.
Yeah, I just kind of have all the rares too, low key. Like there's nothing special about it. I just have like Spellbook Vendor.
Well, you know,
the Werewolf Fox, right?
Yeah,
it's just whatever. Yeah. If you could get all the rares, you could win in this format. Yeah.
Is that the secret to this format?
It's kind of a secret to all formats, but they're good rares in this format for sure. Yeah, it was the 7-1 deck.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I posted that 7-1.
It was
7-2. I'm a liar.
Oh man,
I'm a liar.
that doesn't sound very Chad to me. Chad would really get like a 7-0, 7-1,
so
right?
I'm so ridiculous with drafting that like a lot of times I'll draft right before I go to bed.
Oh
and
man,
I will fall asleep in the middle of a game.
Oh, I got you. I totally understand. I do it all the time.
I play on my phone all the time, so like I'll like straight up just like stop in the middle of a game and quit. like all the time. Like something comes up.
Ooh.
So this next one is pretty adorable.
Oh yeah. It looks like a Jund.
Shout out to Joel in the Discord.
Oh yeah. Good guy.
This is
7-0.
7-0.
Jund deck or Jund.
Yep. And like his other 7-0 deck that we reviewed a couple weeks back, it has Questing Druid and no other green cards.
Gosh, it's so good. Questing Druid's just awesome.
I've never like actually played it yet.
It's actually had one of the. If you're like a Magic Finance person, that actually had a massive tick up this week in the MTG stock market. It actually was like a $2 rare. Now it's a $6 rare. So if you had those and stockpiled them, sell.
sell. That's interesting. I've been hearing about some random what is it? It's some random Gruul Phoenix deck or Gruul Prowess.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what is making that go up.
Yeah, it's been good in that, and then they started putting it in Timor as well. Just because again, it draws you cards on that one on the action or the adventure side of it, and then it's just a good creature after that.
Yeah.
It's just gonna grow, and it always grows if it's the only.
It's
green
a counter
creature.
too, right?
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yep, busted. And there's a little bit of scrappy stuff in here too. The Daredevils are pretty scrappy. That's like, I actually want to fight you. like, Daredevil's like kind of an interesting card in this format. It's like not very good.
Yeah.
But is kind of okay. like it's like a 23rd card a lot of the times. Like, it's
Feed the Cauldrons are kind of interesting too. I always
feel
it's
like good.
Yeah,
it's actively good.
I think it's good, and it's probably really good because this format's really like aggro centric, right? Or you're gonna face that quite a bit.
The thing about it too is like anything that makes a extra permanent is like extra value in this set. Especially like food tokens too. Like you can see here too, like he also has a Sweet Tooth Witch, which is another like really, really, and people just don't do this, but it's got a higher win rate in red black than it does in green black. The actual food deck, it is a very strong aggro card. It's a good way to close out games.
Absolutely, yeah. You can chip shot. I think I've shot like 4 foods at somebody over the course of a game one time. I was like, that's 8 damage out of this card that never had to connect.
Entire decks with my only win con actually being 1 Sweet Tooth Witch.
Wow.
And like you can do it. Like if you can amass enough food, you can like OTK people with almost. Like you can kind of like as soon as it comes down, like they're just like, oh, you have like 9 mana and you're gonna ping me for like literally 8 damage. Like like I've had a lot of decks like that.
How cute is Vampiric Rites with Twisted Fealty? How cute is that? Like it's super cute combo, right?
Yeah, it is very expensive, surprisingly. Like it's not like it used to be back in the day with AFR where you just like on 3 you could do your cute little combos of like steal their creature and sack it to your Sepulture Ghoul for free. And it's just like a 3 mana kill it. They've kind of tamed it, and Twisted Fealty is still uncommon. But that's pretty solid,
Yeah, it's a good deck. The end got some good rares in there too.
On the cute scale, I probably give it a 7.
On the cute scale, on the mid-range scale, I give it about a 4.
It's pretty mid-range. Like he's
got some good stuff there. Actually, he's got the Butchers. Actually, it's
Butcher's very good. Like,
great curve, by the way.
On mid-range, it's like a little aggro, probably like a 5 on the aggro scale.
Nah, it's definitely some mid-range stuff. Picnic Ruiner's pretty fun too.
Yeah, that's a very mid-rangey thing to do.
Yeah. All right. Then we also have another one here.
Another 7-0 Premier Draft.
Yeah, man. These guys are getting
Doing good.
Yeah, our Discord community is pretty
that's
strong.
Our third person to the 7-0 club.
Yeah.
Now fourth.
They're pretty strong.
Ryan eventually got there. Yeah. Okay, so 4 7-0 club members.
Yeah, another Rakdos deck with a little splash.
I don't know about this one.
It's a greedy splash. I like it.
It's a very greedy splash. It's like a greedy splash that isn't that cute to me.
I think it's pretty cute, man.
It's the princess takes flight, not necessary. There is some cute interactions, right? Like there is a couple, I see a couple, like one bargain card. I guess there's only one bargain card in here.
Oh, we got
actually only
back for seconds.
Yep, back for seconds, and that's it.
Oh man,
but
I thought there was another one. Oh, maybe not.
You could technically, and people don't know this, but you could technically, and I've done this randomly, you can shatter the oath your own princess takes flight.
Really?
Yeah. Shatter the oath destroys enchantments.
Oh, nice.
Which people don't read that because it's a 5-mana sorcery. You just assume it's going to kill something.
Yeah.
But it also says you can target enchantments, which has been weirdly relevant for me.
I'm sure that's kind of nice though. Just a little light removal there.
Yeah. I will say that if you haven't played Vampiric Rites in this format, it's better than you think it is.
Yeah.
Like just having the ability to sack creatures while and blanking removal spells. A lot of the removal spells do extra stuff in this format.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, for example, Shatter the Oath, right? You can like prevent them from getting the Wicked Roll token by sacking your creature, right?
Yeah.
Like you can really like mess up some value a little bit by doing that. Especially with like the Spear Guard and they try to do the one mana exile it.
Yeah. Now I'd say this better get 7 wins because it's got the highest win, 2 of the highest win percentage rares in this.
It's got some really, really disgusting rares for sure. Like the Tangled Colony too. Like don't sleep on that. Like,
yeah.
With the Lord Skitter's Butcher and the Lord Skitter himself, like disgusting.
2 copies.
2 copies of Lord Skitter, which is like the #1 win rate black.
It's so good.
In the format.
This better get 7 wins with that.
Yeah.
And then you got Back for Seconds, which is also super strong with Lord Skitterer.
Yeah, with 2 of them.
Yeah, you got the Tattered Ratter. I mean, this is the coolest, like, definitely. And like, how good is Vampiric Rites with Lord Skitterer?
Yeah,
You're just like,
cute.
hell yeah, just like getting all the freaking value out of that. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid though.
I like it.
I don't know about the White Splash.
It's a little greedy, but I kind of like it.
And people are way more on Tempting Apple than I ever will be.
Oh man, Ryan's so into that.
Infinity expensive to cost.
Yeah.
To cast ever.
I guess we could talk how crappy that card is now that Ryan's not here. Yeah, talk a crap about it all day.
Pretty mid.
Yeah.
Pretty mid.
Yeah.
Not crazy about it. For sure.
Ryan would be like, well, I had it in every single one of my winning decks, so it's got to be good.
It's like a bad Sweet Tooth Witch.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.
Oh man.
Kings of for 3, it deals like 9 damage when it comes down.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Pretty solid though. Pretty good.
Solid deck from one of our Discord members, Jake there. Very good, very good.
Sick.
Good
Trophy
stuff.
Talk.
Trophy Talk.
Got him.
Yeah. So last week you guys talked about some
play packs.
Play packs.
What's your opinion on that? I'll give you my TLDR.
All right.
The only con is they cost more.
Yeah.
That's it. And the pros are it's better. Like it just like it makes more sense. Like there no more set boosters is like the biggest pro. Is like the main pack that people are buying will be draftable. And that's like that's my
I like it that it could mean more drafters coming in, you know.
I like that the most. That's like the most important thing to me. Really.
I do like that. I don't like the list stuff. I understand why it's there.
They are making changes to the list that like they are addressing that to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you hear like so how many cards are on the list right now? Do you know?
No, I don't.
It's like 300.
Oh gosh.
And like literally there is not a soul alive that knows what the hell is on the list.
Exactly.
And so like they're cutting it down to 40 cards.
That seems good.
And then there's also going to be a 10 like tied in cards, like on theme kind of cards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that could be that's like really taming it down quite a bit. Like there's not going to be like protection from red or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like the annoying thing.
Yeah, that was always pretty annoying. It was just like, that was too many cards to like wrap your mind around to play against you. It's like, the way they did these things with like the Enchanted Tales and things like that, it was pretty nice because you had just like a nice small group where you're like, okay, I can reliably say that these cards are going to be around. Yeah. And so it adds some more cards to the set. We used to have much bigger sets before anyway, so yeah.
I agree a little bit. I almost wish they would have just like, you just put a list card in every pack. Like, wouldn't that almost be better for draft? Like, if we could rely on them more rather than them being like 1 in 8.
It's fine. I mean, it's just like you'll go through some repetitions with not a single common that you were looking for coming through, so it's about the same. Yeah. But I do like the idea of like getting more rares and things like that in the packs. Like, what did you have?
That's fun.
That's kind of cool.
It'll be kind of fun for draft, right?
I really liked it. What was it in? We had those battle cards, right? Was it in Zendikar?
No, that was old.
Oh no,
March of the Machines.
March of the Machines. Yeah, March of the Machines. And so we've actually had this before. Like in March of the Machines, you could open up a 4 rare pack.
Yeah, randomly. Yeah.
So this is like, if you're saying the sky's falling about that, we've had it before.
Also, like any pack that had well, I guess that was like the first one that had like the mystical archive, and another like random could be a rare slot.
Exactly, yeah.
And there was also the foil slot and the regular rare slot.
It's kind of funny. It's like they had that in mind, right?
I love that set though. That was like the number one thing I brought up whenever this entire discussion happened.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already had this, so we've basically had play packs already.
It was a good set too,
and it was extremely fun. It was extremely fun, and so we can definitely say that.
And it was like degenerate and very broken, and there was like super draft warping things in there, like. Like the companion cards were in there. Like that's so warping. Like there were people playing like 60 card Yuri index like in draft, right?
Yeah.
So tight. Yeah. So tight. Genuinely.
It was a good time. So, we've already kind of had a taste of this idea of like where we're going to have that mystery spot, where we'll have like a Mystic Archive spot, where we'll have something else kind of spot.
And the battle. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I like it too because it's just healthy for the game. I think now just having one product is going to be good for our local game stores out there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. That's that's another big thing too. Like there was a lot of people who just didn't have access to drafts, and this hopefully will give them more access to them.
Well, there are so many like the people that I know who own game stores where they're just sitting on product that just couldn't sell because it was like, well, people preferred the set booster on this one instead of my draft booster.
Wasn't Commando Legends kind of like that? Yeah, that was like the big one, right?
Yeah, and so you're just like, dang, it's healthier in that kind of way, which is nice. I hope nobody misses the art cards.
I hate that. Like, Ryan liked them. He was like, it's cool, good art cards. I don't like. That's like not a playable Magic card. Like, why? Why is this in my pack?
Yeah.
It's not like helpful like a token is, right?
Yeah.
Like
I will miss having like the extra little bit of card there, because we're gonna miss one card out of every. So we'll miss 3 cards out of the whole thing when we draft. Is that right?
No, it's just one. You're gonna end up with 14 players.
You're gonna be 4 players cards. Yeah.
So it's just one less card. So
yeah,
it might make a little bit of a difference. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal.
I think the only thing that's gonna be really bad is that they're gonna boost up the power comments, right? Like they have to now that we have a little bit less. And so they need to be a little bit more powerful. I think it's going to become like very word salad-y on cards. We're like going to see all those cards with choices now where it's like, okay, I'll give my creature +1/+1, but I also destroy an enchantment.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, now we're going to have to tack something else on there. Like, and then we'll prevent 3 black damage.
For better commons. That's kind of sick though. Like
it'd be nice to have them, kind of beefed up to where like in the last set.
They said that. They said that in the article that they were going to beef them up. Like they're going to have more answers for more rares. But
rip vanilla creatures, I guess, right? Like
that was a thing too. Like I think it's good to like look back on March of the Machine now that you tell me that you could have 4 rares in that set.
Yeah.
Because like the commons were very strong. Like they did beef up the removal.
They did, yeah.
Like, that set had like very, very strong removal.
Yeah.
But like the card level was ridiculous, right? You get Shieldred. Like Shieldred was in that set, which is insane, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it was a guest star,
Yeah, like that's insane. Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, it's really, when you think about it, it is that kind of like play pack mentality there where you have this like, where they have Mana Crypt in this set. And the next one is like, oh man, you get like a guest star of Mana Crypt. They get a guest star of like Children. I remember when somebody opened that too. I was like, that's in the set? I thought it was like online only. It was like, oh no, this is like a random $100 card just sitting there because it had like crazy rare alternate art,
Yeah. There were 3 Childrens in that set. 3 different children you could open. A Ragavan, right? Like, it was insane.
Yeah, it was nutty set, man.
But it was so fun. So hopefully it's more in line with that.
Yeah, sure. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So, it's healthy for the game. That's about it. It's going to suck a little bit for draft, and it's going to suck that it's going to be much higher price. And I hope that doesn't deter people.
That's the only thing, my biggest concern, really. My only real concern is like the price.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't price people out of being able to draft.
I hope so too, because draft is one of those entry level things that people do. Like when
it's
you don't have,
a good way to get good, right?
It's a good way to start a collection. It's a good way to hone your skills too. And then some people do it a little bit more competitive than others.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's a even ground most of the time. You can just study the set for a little bit and just know some of the good cards and build a good deck. And then it's on your skill.
There's like a clear path to getting good at draft, right? Like,
absolutely, yeah.
Like it's kind of carved out.
Yeah. Like you got to know your set. You got to know what's good. And then you got to have your just basic skills going up there. And so it just becomes a game of skill after that because everybody should have the same amount of knowledge that's out there.
Yeah.
You go on 17 lands, you go on GG Untapped or whatever it is, whatever the other one is. So you can do that. But yeah, just the price of that, I just really hope it doesn't deter. We had so many good new people coming in.
Yeah, I don't want them to have to stop. Yeah.
You go $25 a draft, $30 a draft at some point.
Would suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much.
I hope not.
Yeah, hopefully it'll keep drafts under 20. As long as drafts are like at 20. Once we start getting into 25, that's a little.
Yeah.
It's like $100 a month.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, it's a lot to at that point you're starting to build decks, but I guess you get more rares out of this, so that's kind of nice. You get the potential of it. You get the potential of some really fun stuff there.
Yeah,
so.
Which sit in a box. Never see play.
Some of us.
Some of us, right? Like
I like to say it's adding to my collection. Of this collectible card game.
I'm gonna put my kids through college someday.
Maybe you just right. Yeah, you sit on them long enough, they just accrue value.
Eventually, I'm gonna have a hypothetical child going through college off the back of Up the Beanstalk and Lorian Revealed. All 800 copies of those cards.
Oh
yeah. I think that's all we have. Oh, Superfecta.
All right. So our Superfecta this week will be movie villains because we're in the Halloweeny spirit.
Heck yeah. Yep. The bad guys.
All right, Robi.
Who's our favorite bad guys?
Who's my favorite bad guy? Shall I go first?
Let me go first.
All right.
So just to preface this, I did immediately break one of the rules that we established beforehand, which was no Nazis. So this is not an endorsement of Nazis. This is just a very, very effective movie, like showing the horrors of World War II. And so I'm going to pick the guy from Inglourious Bastards. Though that opening scene is probably like, I don't like the rest of the movie really at all. But like that opening scene is so unbelievably good.
Jeez.
Yeah, like that's like probably like the best like 10 minutes that Quentin Tarantino ever made.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Solid
I don't
movie.
like the movie. I don't endorse the movie. I don't really like it, but that opening scene is so horrifying. Yeah.
I'm going to go with my pick. My first pick will be Michael Myers.
Basic.
I know. I like the Halloween.
Pandering.
I actually do like the Halloween movies, though.
You do?
Yeah,
and favorite horror movies?
They're pretty. It's a good franchise. It's kind of been ruined the last couple of years. The last two were
They've
kind of
all been ruined, right?
Yeah. The funniest one was like the third one where he wasn't even in the damn movie. It was like Season of the Witch or something like that.
That's my.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
The song that they played, that would probably like if we stuck to the script and did horror movies, I might have put Season of the Witch in there because it's so funny. If you don't know, Season of the Witch is the one where they have a song that Then it was basically a movie that they made separately
Yeah.
and just rebranded as a Halloween movie,
Yeah.
even though it had nothing to do with the franchise at all. But it's so funny.
Very loosely tied to
Basically,
Michael
there was
Myers.
just a TV show that made your head turn into a pumpkin and explode. Like it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Strong recommend of season 1.
Nice. All right.
Hilarious.
What's your number? Oh, I get a second
Yeah.
pick. Yeah, I get a second pick. With my second pick, I'm going to go with Voldemort.
Basic. Basic.
He who must not be named. You can't even name the guy who's so villainous.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
Harry
man.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yep. So for my second pick,
Yeah.
I don't know the names for like any of these.
You just remember
I
the movie.
just remember the movies.
That's funny. All right.
The guy from the ending scene of Apocalypse Now.
Oh my gosh.
That guy, the like soldier that they went to like rescue, but he turned out to become like a cult leader that like turned all this like indigenous people into like a death cult.
Jeez.
So good. Genuinely. I love that ending scene where he's like explaining what drove him to do that. And
Yeah.
it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love Apocalypse Now too. Yeah.
It's a good movie. It holds up.
Yeah. It's like a war movie for half of it and then it turns crazy and is actually a good movie. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's your third pick?
Third pick, I have another character I can't name. And probably says like 10 words in this entire movie.
Are you serious?
Like more than 10 for
Okay,
sure. But the villain in No Country for Old Men.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
That guy rules.
Holy
like
crap.
who
Holy
shoots
crap.
people with like
Oh my gosh.
with the cow thing. Yeah.
Is it Anton something?
Sigur.
Yeah.
Ugh. But
Good
yeah,
gosh, that guy is crazy with
he's
the cattle
so
gun.
scary.
Yeah.
And like he's like flip a coin.
Oh,
Like,
there he is, yeah.
Oh yeah. He's so horrifying.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what's the actor's name?
Haircut slaps.
Oh man, the haircut was good. Like,
The
everything
haircut
was good about
slaps the bowl cut.
Oh
dude.
my gosh. And then you could hear him like the crazy thing, the filmmaking in this was so Javier Bardem. And then so the filmmaking was so good because you'd hear that canister, like he would always you'd hear it dragging, and that metal would just be like, oh my gosh. Oof.
Very interesting too. Didn't actually have an actual soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like noises. Yeah,
Nice.
it's super interesting. Yeah, great
man.
movie.
Nice.
Strong recommend No Country for Old Men.
Strong
Yeah.
pickup there.
Yeah,
Strong
yeah.
pickup there. Very, very good villain. Oh
Yeah.
man, very, very good. All right. For my third pick,
Yep.
Patrick Bateman from
I-
American Psycho.
So when Andrew said that, my first thought is, how is that even a villain? That's a good guy in the movie. He's an anti-hero, right? He's an anti-hero.
He's the anti-hero?
He's an anti-hero. It's hard for me to get like if someone's a main character, they're basically like you can't be a main character villain.
Like you could be like a Kaiser Soze
You're
in
kinda like
Usual
a
Suspects, right? Like
Anti-hero.
How is he
I
an
don't
anti-
know what that is. But
have you never seen Usual Suspects?
No.
I just may have spoiled the damn movie. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. It's an amazing movie.
I don't believe in spoilers, so you're good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I read plot summaries before I watch
Dude.
movies. Yeah.
It's a very good movie. It's a Kevin Spacey.
Huh.
And it's
Oh,
it's just
canceled.
I know. This is unfortunately, this is a good, really good movie. It canceled.
Is that
But
the one where he captures the guy and like it's like a business guy and like tortures him or something?
Well,
What's that?
I can't remember that one, but this one was about where so there's a big heist that happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so the police take him in for questioning, but he's actually like, he kind of acts like he's a little bit slow, and then he's kind of got a limp. And then, so he's telling about this heist, and he's like, yeah, then it was all this guy named Kaiser Soze. It was all his plan, and blah, blah, blah. And so he's just weaving this brilliant story to the police the entire time. And then big reveal, spoiler for like a 30-year-old movie now. I think it's like 25 years old maybe, that he's actually Kaiser Soze. And so he walks out of the police station and he stops the limp and he just starts smoking a cigarette. Just like nothing had happened. It was so
funny.
good.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's a very good. He's a good villain. And then for my last one, now when I said villains at first, I was like Phyrexians because their villain is just shit. But
Elish Norn is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my
oh my
entire
gosh,
life.
yeah.
Genuinely,
Oh yeah. For my last one, I'm gonna keep it real. I really like this guy, Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars.
Basic.
He's so good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Like, gosh damn.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. For my last one, this is one of my favorite villains of all time too. Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Oh,
The
so
only
good.
villain I can name. Like,
But doesn't he kind of redeem himself a little bit at the end too, right?
no, he's bad,
bad
the
the entire
entire time.
Is he really?
Yes, he is always bad, right? Like
Oh, man.
he tries to kill him in the end, right? He literally blinds Neo and tries to murder him.
I thought
He kills Trinity.
he does kill Trinity.
The Matrix does get so stupid. like once you get past the second movie, it's already starting to get pretty dumb. But once you get into the third movie, it gets so dumb. And the fourth movie is literally unwatchable.
Why did they go so meta in that fourth movie?
It's so unbelievably trash.
Like, he's like, I'm a game designer.
Yeah, let's
making
bring
the
back
Matrix.
the worst character, the French guy in the second movie. Yeah, that movie is actual dog water, unwatchable garbage. Yeah, I hated every second of
He's
it.
like a Peter Pan who forgot to fly.
Yeah.
Look at that movie. It's like, what the heck, man?
It's so bad. Oh, I'm a game designer. It's so stupid,
Man.
too. Yeah.
My honorable mention would have been Scar from The Lion King.
Scar rules.
It
That's a
was
good
sick.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah. He's definitely my honorable mention.
Yep. Agent Smith, though.
Agent
What's
Smith's a
scarier
good
than
pickup.
one guy? 1,000 of them.
Oh, man.
In the second movie where there's like a whole room of them. And
Well, the worst is when they're killing people in the Matrix, like by taking over their
Yeah,
body. It's like
awesome,
he
man.
murdered so many people in like the course of like 5 minutes.
I am a simp for The Matrix. The first one's amazing.
First one's so good, yeah.
but the second one
man.
is still like hard carried by the first one, but it's like a watchable movie. Even the third one's kind of a watchable movie, except the fourth one.
Did you like when the machines are taking Neo away at the very end of the third movie?
Yeah, actually, yeah. like I
just
don't
reabsorbing
hate the
him.
ending.
We're just reabsorbing him. Or is that
I
what
don't.
it is? Like,
I remembered hating it, and then I watched it again, and I realized that the ending wasn't really the problem with the third one.
yeah.
It was all the other stuff. But yeah,
Agent Smith's a good pickup. He was frightening, man.
yeah, he
He was a
scared
little
me as a
terrifying.
kid. When I
Yeah.
was a kid and watched it. Yeah,
Mr. Anderson.
yeah, that's hella scared me. What really scared me about The Matrix the first time I watched it was whenever they sucked the bug out of Keanu Reeves' stomach. That was
Oh,
horrifying.
man.
Do you know how many times I checked myself for little teeny tiny little bugs that get inside my system? You know, like just like check my belly button, make sure I wasn't infected by Agent Smith, right?
Oh,
you know.
man. I made a joke a couple of days ago where I was doing some school outreach, and two of the schools in this town like have the same like basic like school setup. Like there's like cookie cutter schools, you know, just like layout. Not to say this education or whatever. Anyways, the basic structure of the school is cookie cutter. And so I tell the girl in the beginning, I was like, wait a second, this looks like this other school. Have I been here before? And I was like, I think I just saw a black cat run by twice. and she was
Yeah,
like, and then she goes, glitch in the Matrix.
That's hella funny, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that scene with the lady in the red dress, right? Yeah, fire.
Oh man, so good.
Fire.
So good.
Strong recommend
Yeah.
all these movies.
These are some
except all
scary
of yours.
villains. Except all of mine.
No, yours.
I'm gonna totally win this one. I pandered a little too much with Voldemort, I think.
Palpatine's pretty hard pandering.
Palpatine's hella good though.
I don't actually pull up a picture of Palpatine real quick, just since we haven't tangented it enough. Palpatine, a good villain. Because my favorite Star Wars movie, obviously, the best one is always the first one, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Like, look at
Star
this
Wars
guy.
Episode 1, the best one.
Look at this guy. I mean, how frightening is that? Look at him
Yeah.
at the very end.
Okay,
Goodness
I
gracious.
remember.
At the end of time, this guy's still here.
That's how I remember him, right?
This one?
No, the other one.
This one's actually from
No,
the newer one. Or this one?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember him from the first
Episode 1.
episode 1, yeah.
Yeah, the best one.
Where he's like actually a nice guy. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, wow, you wouldn't believe he's evil as
He's a good
shit.
guy. Yeah. Yep.
He's just trying to restore the Republic, man.
Yeah, I am a simp for Star Wars Episode 1. It's my favorite. It's the best one.
You're like a Jar Jar
Hard
Binks.
facts. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh
He's
my
a
gosh.
bad guy.
Oh my gosh.
They ruined it. Yeah,
Unlimited power.
I love the Gunkins. Aren't they called Gunkins?
Gunkins?
What is Jar Jar Binks? He's a Gunkin, right?
I didn't know that.
Is that Gunkin? I'm probably super wrong. Gunkin, right? Jar Jar Binks wiki.
Here we go, wiki. Here we go.
What is he?
Let's see.
He's a Gunkin, right?
All right. Gunk? What?
He's a Gunkin. Gungan.
Gungan.
Yeah. They say they can't say G's. They don't have no G's in their
So when you were a kid, you just really liked Jar Jar? Like
I like the pod racing. I love that movie as a kid. Yeah.
The pod racing is pretty
Pod
cool.
racing's cool. Sebulba, bro. Sebulba slaps. I love episode 1. Darth Maul? Darth Maul's cool.
Darth Maul slapped. He was hella good.
Yeah, dude. Episode 1's good. Everyone's just wrong.
Rip Darth Maul though,
Yeah,
man.
like they ruined it. They ruined Anakin.
Yeah,
he just needed to be a cute little boy.
He just needed to be a little boy a little bit longer.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, they needed another transition period. Because they just made him like way too evil, way too fast. Right? He need to be a cute little Anakin a little longer. Let kids be kids, right?
He just needed more pod racing.
Oh, for sure.
More wacky hijinks with Jar Jar Binks.
Great. Loved it as a kid. More Gunkins.
More Gunkins.
Yeah, I love them. They were sweet.
They ruined the Gunkins.
Yeah, they just ruined it. Didn't Jar Jar end up becoming a bad guy?
Oh yeah, eventually.
That's
I think in the books, or actually, yeah, he's a bad guy without being a bad guy because he's the one who
convinced.
He's the one who does like the final vote. I think to
I'm not convinced.
just really buried him. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't say a word except at the funeral.
He's funny. He's really annoying, and he licks stuff up.
He's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, his voice is terrible, right? But it's funny. I liked it.
Oh man. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And I think that's all we got for this week.
There we go.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.